Yeah, hello. I am here again in continuation of the series I did say we are going to be doing concerning preliminaries and general item. As you can see, we were able to attend to the first, which was site management and administration. And second on the list, we're going to be taking the second and the third on today's topic. And the second is plant, tools, and vehicle, while the third is site accommodation, consultants, and contractors and consultants. And the two important documents that you need for this two items we're going to be discussing is the bill of quantity, a program of work, and the organogram. The organogram will be for the site accommodation for contractor and consultant. It is the numbers of personnel there will now determine the total number of porter cabin. If you're not building a temporal structure, you want to bring in a makeshift structure, a porter cabin, you will know the number of porter cabins you want to bring in. We are still going to discuss how to determine the furnitures for that, which I will do on a separate video, because the people you are deploying will not sit on the floor. They will need computers, they will need printers, consumables that will go alongside with all the activities on site. That will be treated on a separate video. But for today, we are going to be discussing on how to determine the number of accumulation you need. Now, like I said, we have 56 persons on the organogram. And those 56 persons, you now sit down to determine how you want to pair them on each of the porter cabin, how many persons can be in one porter cabin. That will determine the project manager, of course, is going to have one cabin to himself. The deputy project manager or the production manager will have one cabin to himself. The rest officers, aside from the quantity surveyor that deals with important documents, the rest can share porter cabin. You find a way to see how you can merge them so that you don't provide so much that will increase your cost, that may eventually price you out. So you find a way to see how you can join the staffs to limit the number of offices you want to provide. Then for the plant and the equipment, you need the bill of quantity and the program of work. The bill of quantity is to determine the volume, say the volume of material, volume of activities you are intended to do to accomplish the job, while the program of work is that tells you how many months you have earmarked for each of these tasks that is in the bill of quantity. So for an excavation, you have, say, in the bill, a 300 cubic meter of excavation to do. So you now, and you say you have 1 month to do the excavation. I'm just giving an instance. You have a 1 month to do the excavation, a 2 months to do or a 3 months to do the excavation. So you now decide how many cubic meter you want to do per day for that period of 3 months, so that you make sure you accomplish within 3 months and deploy, demobilize the equipment. So, and for, say, a batching for a concrete work, you have, say, a 12,000 cubic meter of concrete to do, and the concrete is going to span for 9 months. You've already programmed, say, per day, you are going to be doing a 300 cubic meter. So you determine the size or the capacity of the batching plant that you needed to deploy to site for you to achieve your 300 cubic meter daily. If you deploy something that gives you lesser capacity than what you have planned to be achieving daily, definitely the activities will drag beyond the 9 months that you have planned. So having said this, I be opening the sheet that shows all the equipment that I have determined that I needed for this project for the period of this 12-month project. I have said I needed a crane. And how many cranes do I need? I need two. And how many months the crane will stay? It will stay for 8 months. And it's coming in month 1, in month 2, and it's leaving in month 9. Why is it leaving in month 9? Because my concrete work, where is my concrete work? My batching plant, let me see, my batching plant is leaving in month 9. So it's assumed that in month 9, my concrete work is finished. And in the same month 9, if the building is an high-rise building and the design is made in such a way that the chillers will be on top of the roof, your procurement or whoever, if you are not in charge of the M&E, you make sure you insist that, because usually on construction project, you are expected as a main contractor to attend to the nominated subcontractors for a fee. So if they are going to bring in this material, they will ensure that the procurement is started early so that this equipment will arrive to site before the 9th month, so that at the 9th month, you have moved this equipment for them on top of the roof, position at the right place, then you demobilize. But if you have attained your 9 months and you have finished your concrete work and the client is asking you to keep the crane because they've not been able to receive those equipment, the tendency you're going to ask for payment for keeping the crane beyond that, or you demobilize your crane and they find a way to take it up and you don't get the money for, you're not being paid for attending to them on that aspect. So as you can see, the mobile crane is coming in month 3, is going in month 10, is going to be there for demobilization of some materials, because in month 10 you start demobilizing some materials. Then the mill scaffold, the facade scaffold is coming in month 6, and in month 9, in month 10 you now have less quantity, because in month 9 that's when you start the plastering of the facade, painting of the facade, doing all of the finishing work. Then by month 10, 11, your quantity is reducing. The mill scaffold is finishing in month 9. Basically, the mill scaffold is starting in month 2 and finishing in month 9. These are heavy duty scaffold used for preparing platform for slabs and beams. Acro as well is the same thing. You see your truck mixer, your excavator is starting in month 1 and finishing in month 5. The backhoe is coming in month 6 and finishing in month 10. The expectation is that if you're doing casting, you're digging your drains. If your drains are shallow, you don't need the bigger excavator to dig those drains. You're digging to bury cables, you need a smaller excavator, which that's why the black backhoes are brought in at the time when you are demobilizing the excavator. The compactor is coming in month 3 for compacting the excavated area for slabbing and all of that. Why it's coming back in month 5, month 6 when you start external works. So you can see how it's staggered. The truck mixer, the tipper is coming in month 1 and it's staying all through to month 8. See, as you can see, it's staggered. And because I've been able to interpret the program of work in such a manner that how the activities have been have been planned. So that is why you see the planning itself is staggered. It's not straightforward where everything starts from the same month and end in the same month. And for the accommodation, because I said we're going to be taking two items, the excavation, the accommodation. In this case, I am planning deploying porta cabins, and these porta cabins, I said 20, they could come in size of 20 feet. Porta cabin going to come in month 1 and end in month 5, end in month 10. It's 10 months. I need 7 of it. Then the toilet for the toilet, I need 2 of it. It's going to stay for 10 months. The storage containers, the changing rooms, all as you can see, and this is the cost per month. By the time you multiply it, you arrive at 97 million. 97 million. So, and the plant and equipment is 571 million. The only thing missing here to complete this aspect, why I choose not to deal with it on this aspect, is because it will be complicated for us to understand, is the fueling of some of the equipments in this item, because they needed to be fueled, and if they needed to be fueled, and fueling diesel is expensive, and you have to determine the day consumption multiplied by the number of time minus the idle time, gives you what the consumption rate per day is, multiplied by 26 days in the month, excluding Sundays, which is 4. Then by the number of months they are going to stay, will tell you how many liters, multiplied by the prevailing rate, tells you how much it's going to cost you to fuel this equipment that you have earmarked on the project, mostly the generator. You can see I have a 250 kVA generator that is going to stay from month 2 up to the end. And I have a 40 kVA generator that is staying. This is a 40 kVA is for night to run for security light and offices when in use, so that it will less the consumption. You can't run the 250 kVA generator all through the night just to power the light. So you bring a smaller one for that purpose. The cost of it, they're going to stay for 12 and 11 months, gives you the cost. Then trucks, the pickup trucks, the project vehicles for consultant, it's going to stay for 12 months, and 6 number. Sometimes in this case, what they do is, rather than renting, you just aggregate this amount, 172 million, get new vehicles for the project, which will be either sold off to retrieve some money in the end, or the client will take possession of it after the end of the project. So having done this, which is now the direct cost, we are now coming to that sheet that we had already established, where we'll be putting this cost to eventually determine what the cost of all the preliminary items will be in the end. You come to this sheet, you bring your direct cost to this area, which is 558 million, 88 million, while the site accommodation is 97 million. You apply your selling coefficient, it gives you 785. You applied on the 90, it gives you 129 million. So your selling for these 3 items is already 1.3 billion. You go to the top sheet, 1.3 billion minus indirect cost minus overhead gives you what your profit margin is. This still remains constant because it's not changing for each. So I believe we are making progress. If you like this, please share this video, like it, And you can visit my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/@quantity survey made easy _2014. Thank you for watching.